When was the last time you truly felt present in your life? And what would it take to reconnect with that feeling? How often do you ignore your gut instinct? And what have been the consequences of those very choices? And what small, everyday decisions can you begin to take control of to break free from the feeling of being so disconnected and feeling so emotionally numb? Let's unpack it today.
Voices of Victory podcast show. Voices of Victory podcast show.
It is now time for the Voices of Victory podcast show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Di Leone.
And welcome back to the Voices of Victory podcast. I am your host, Mario Di Leone. This is where we keep it real, ridiculous, and occasionally revolutionary. And today we're going to break down 6, yes, I said 6, hilarious but painfully true signs that you've accidentally evicted yourself from your own emotional apartment and didn't even leave a forwarding address. It simply means that you yourself have become so numb that you have become disconnected from who you truly are, disconnected from yourself. That's what this is all about today. This is the 6 times you've ghosted your own soul but still paid the rent. Now, let's get down to business. The first one is you feel out of place. You feel like they're a cucumber in a fruit basket. Not quite inedible, but definitely not where you belong. So you're not happy, not sad, not even glad. You're just meh, I don't know. You float through the day like a balloon someone forgot to tie down. And remember when Puppy's Pizza or your favorite playlist actually used to light you up like a Christmas tree? Now they barely even flicker and you just don't care? Because you become so numb with the TikTok punch in, punch out way of life. And guess what? You don't even know that the Christmas lights actually went out. So you have to tap into that self-awareness all over again. That's what it's all about. Now, the second thing that we can go down with is that your life has become on cruise control, that TikTok punch in, punch out way of life. It's on cruise control, and guess what? You're in the back seat. Wake up, okay? It's the whole thing that's going on here is like the doom scroll, pretend to care, sleep, eat, repeat, TikTok, punch in, punch out way of life. You do all the things, brushing your teeth, sending emails, possibly attending a Zoom call with all the enthusiasm of a wet, soggy old sponge. But you're not even present. You've checked out. You've checked out mentally. You're basically a body double starring in a sitcom that you didn't even audition for. So you can see that when it comes to emotions, you've become disconnected from your own feelings. And that's where it becomes rough. So the first one is that you feel out of place. And the second one is that you are disconnected from your feeling. And you're going through the motions over and over and over again. You're not stirring life's waters. You're falling into the muddy repetition. Let's talk about the third one, which is like emotions. Yeah, we don't know emotions anymore. You know, someone asks, how do you feel? And suddenly you're a deer caught in an existential headlights. Like, fine, stressed, yeah, tacos. You feel something, sure, but your jaws are clenched and your shoulders live somewhere near your ears. But they ask you to name the feeling, and you might as well translate it in Martian. In other words, you have to be able to connect to your feeling nature. And if you're feeling something, try to label that. Try to label the feeling because it's going to help you understand that actual feeling. What about decision making, right? Good old decision making. You'd rather wrestle a bear. It's like people ask you, do you want Thai food or tacos? You want to go out or stay in? You want to call your mom or ghost humanity? These things feel like SAT questions. And instead of answering, you forward them to your group chat like you're outsourcing your entire existence. And you know what? You're still convinced whatever choice you make is probably the wrong one, including sending that meme out at 2 a.m. So what's happening with this scenario in particular is that decision making has become extremely difficult. So now we understand the first point is that you feel out of place. The second point is that you keep going with the repetitious punch in, punch out way of life. The third point is that with your emotions, you've become disconnected from your own feelings. You're living in your thoughts only. The fourth point is decision making is literally you've gone on autopilot with your decisions. You've farmed out your decisions to other people and the rest of the world. Now, the fifth one is that your gut is literally screaming, but you gave it earplugs. This means you're not listening to your gut instinct. Okay, you knew that person was shady. You felt that job was a trap. Your spidey senses tingled, but you hushed them like a toddler in church. Later, when chaos breaks loose, you're like, I knew it. Yeah. Your intuition was trying to FaceTime you in, but guess what? You hit decline and you blamed it on bad Wi Fi. And what that means to you ultimately is that your gut instinct was screaming at you, but you decided to keep silencing it. And by doing so, you literally have made wrong decisions. Your gut instinct does indeed tell you where to go. There is a world of logic, there is a world of facts, but there is such a thing as trusting your feelings. When you have enough data that points in the right direction, your gut instinct will throw up a green flag. And guess what? You should listen to it. And number 6, when you start narrating your life like it's a nature documentary, what starts to happen is you're recognizing when you're detached from your own life. It's almost like not being an observer, but you've become passive with certain things. It highlights how you might observe your experiences from a distance rather than truly living in them. So it's like watching on the sidelines without actually getting involved. This is the difference between passive and proactive. And what happens, the lesson here is really that you have to shift from being a passive observer to an active participant in your own story. It's a reminder to stop watching life unfold and start engaging with it and make it unfold and make decisions so you can make it unfold. Feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. Let them wash over you like a waterfall. Stop numbing. Stop pushing them away and embrace the fullness of your very experience. And there you have it. And that is today's wonderful show. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. This literally is the 6th time you've ghosted your own soul, but still paid the rent mentally for it. Have a great day and see you on the next episode.